Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the live show with Musart. Today I have a very special guest. Her name is Normi Khwaja, who is an actress and entrepreneur of several businesses. She's also a single mum and she's looked after the children all on her own, and I don't know how this woman does it. Hey, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Musart. Sorry, I was going to say Musart.
It's fine. You know, actually, there's a funny story to that. I've changed my name to Musart, which a lot of people come around and talk to me saying, that's not your name, it's Musart, but because they call me Mazarat. Because apparently you said Mazarat earlier
I did,
on.
I did, and I'm so sorry.
Right, it's okay, don't need to be sorry. Right, so tell me, how are you doing all this? And mashallah, you're a very inspirational woman. Lots of people look up to you as well. So, right, how are you doing this? First an actress and then several businesses.
How do I do this? Oh, I ask that question every day. Literally, I got my focus. Once I got my focus, once you get that eureka moment, you know what you want. It's very easy. I had a lot of things in my life which were stopping me, which were holding me back. Once I got rid of those things, once I got rid of the negativity, it all made sense. And I literally found that things were working for me.
Obviously, you've had a, don't know how to say this, but an intriguing past where you had lots of challenges. Because I think at some point of your life you were quite depressed, and I think your husband, you broke up with your husband, and then, I think as you mentioned at my event, we had the Break Free from Depression event, how you were quite, you put on weight, you were feeling very down. What led to that?
Obviously my first marriage was to a cousin. That would never have worked. We were just talking chalk and cheese basically. I was living in Pakistan. I then came over here, had my son. My son is actually disabled, and it just never worked out. You know what I mean? He's remarried now, and for about 3 years, 4 years, I was on my own. Then all of a sudden, this proposal happened. It was somebody from England, and you're 28, you're divorced, you've got a child who's actually got health problems. It makes you think, that there's this guy who's come along, and he wants to get married to you. Maybe I should give it a shot. So I've then gone, in a very, very short space of time, I've actually agreed and got married to this man. Found out very, very quickly that it wasn't for me. The intention and everything was completely wrong from the offset. This man only got married to me for a visa. So despite that, I tried to make it work. I tried. I had 2 sons, so I had 2 further children, so I had 2 more sons with him. And literally in 2012, I realised that, this is not working for me. It was a very abusive relationship, so I then told him to leave. I think that was the time that I then realised that, I was overweight. I did start to basically then get a little bit of focus and get a little bit of direction in my life, and decided that instead of now living for other people, which is what I was doing, I was being the pleaser. So if it wasn't my mother, it was my father. If it wasn't them, it was my brothers and sisters, it was aunts and uncles, it was friends, but it was never me. And I always I always said something to my mother when I was young, as I was growing up younger. I says, you're born and you have to do what your parents say. You then get married and you have to do what your in-laws say.
Yes.
Then you have to do what your husband says. Then you have to do what your children say.
Yeah.
So when is it my time? And that was 5 years ago. My time was 5 years ago. So I finally then realized what I wanted. And one of the things I wanted when I was young, which obviously I wasn't allowed to do, was be an actress. So I thought, right, let's just do this.
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue how I was going to do it.
Wow.
Right?
No experience of acting.
No experience. I'd never been to drama school in my life.
Why were you so interested in being an actress? Was it Bollywood?
I don't know. It just really intrigued
me. Was it Bollywood?
No, it wasn't even. Well,
partially.
All I'm going to say is when I was young, I used to love Anil Kapoor.
So he inspired you to do acting. Actually,
it was Anil Kapoor, and then it was Govinda, and it was Siddhi Devi. You know what I mean? So basically, my dad used to say, when we were young, we used to constantly watch Anil Kapoor movies, one after the next, after the next, after the next. And then my dad actually made the comment, because I was the one that used to go running to the video shop to go and get the video.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So every time
What's your favourite movie of his? Is it Loudla? What's your favourite movie of his?
It's Lumhe.
Lumhe? Oh, I think Loudla is one of my favourite ones.
No, Lumhe with him and Suri Devi.
Okay.
So what happened was I used to just constantly come home with like Anil Kapoor movies, and my dad used to basically come out and say, "Ye kya hai? Ye aapka rishtedar lagta hai." And I go, "Yeah, he does."
Yeah. Okay.
So if it wasn't him, it was Govinda, and if it wasn't him, it was Amitabh Bachchan. So
okay,
you know
so you
what?
had a crush on these three.
So basically, so we were brought up on these people.
Right.
And it just really intrigued me. And when I was 17, I actually went for a role, and it was in Birmingham, and it was a bit like Citizen Khan style, sort of drama serial sort of thing. And I actually got one of the main parts, which was the sister, which was, you know, like Shazia, like, you know, the sister.
Okay.
So me, obviously being 17, came home, very, very excited, came home and basically like said to my mother, you know, "Oh, Mom, I'm gonna be acting, you know, and I've got this really role," and I went for the audition and I got the part, and she just looked at me like, "Don't think so."
Yeah. And your dad won't let you?
So it was just something that was looked at like, you know, obviously like was frowned upon. So I wasn't allowed to do it, but it's still stuck in my mind all throughout my life that, you know, I want to do acting. Ended up being a lawyer, you know, I became a legal executive. So I was basically practicing from like 2000 to, let's say, 2010. Wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. I think the reason I became that was because my parents wanted me to be that, and I did it because, you know, they wanted me to do that, but it just wasn't me. The integrity side of it just didn't flow with me. So I stopped doing it. From 2010, even though I was still married, I was made redundant, and I started doing businesses from home. So I think that's where it started. The business thing, the entrepreneurship, that started from home. So I was doing like all these random businesses from home.
And also acting on the side?
No, acting started later on.
Okay.
Right. So for 2 years solid, I was just doing one business, made a whole load of money from that, shut it down, started something else, made a whole load of money from that. It was all, no, it wasn't network marketing. It was just basically stuff that I'd like set up myself online. So it was like online businesses, online websites, selling this, selling that, you know what I mean? So so basically what happened was 2012 was when I split up. So I asked my husband to leave and we split up and we ended up getting a divorce. And that was the first time that I basically realised, well, what am I doing? Yeah. What am I doing? You know, I'm not happy. I just seem to be going day to day, just doing this, that and the other, and I'm not actually happy. I'm not fulfilled. I need to change this. And the first thing I changed was my weight, because I was highly overweight. I was about size 20.
Wow.
I was a size 20. So basically what happened was the first thing I started to do was go to a gym. I had a friend, she was pushing me, so she took me to the gym. She introduced me to that little world, and basically what happened was I started losing the weight. So once I started losing the weight, it was great. You know, I started basically like getting more confident, getting a little bit more focused on things, getting to know what I wanted. So what happened then was 2014 was the first time that I basically got into acting. 2014, I don't know what it was with 2014. My father passed away in that year as well. And just before my father passed away, I don't know, I got introduced to some people in the entertainment industry. They were basically saying, "Oh, why don't you do modelling?" Because I'd lost a whole load of weight. Obviously, what do? You take a whole load of selfies. What do you do? And then you put them up on Facebook, and you put them up on Twitter, and put them up on Instagram. And obviously, people start noticing you. So my first thing was I got approached by these actors and said, "Have you ever thought about acting?" And I thought, "Oh, yeah, actually, I have, yeah." So I just basically came out and said, "Well, I have, but I don't know where to start."
Yes.
So he goes, no, just sign up this agency, that agency, this agency, that agency. So that's what I've done. So I then signed up to an agency in Cardiff called Mad Dog Casting, and they literally within 4 days gave me my first role.
Okay.
I was absolutely scared to death. I really was.
Did you audition for it and everything?
No. She basically says you're gonna be doing a crime watch reconstruction, and you're gonna be playing a wife, an Asian wife, and you're gonna be basically you're being robbed. So you have to basically like do the emotions where you're scared, you're frightened, you're going to be crying, you're going to be screaming, and all the rest of it. And I thought about it. I thought, oh my God, do I really want to do this?
Yeah.
So I was driving to Cardiff to this audition. Not to this audition, to this to obviously film it. And I just this nerves just set in. And I ring the casting agency on the way, and I literally turned around going back home. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And she goes, why? And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I just can't do it. And she said something to me. She goes, look, it's really easy. And, you're going to find it really easy. I said, okay, fine. So I turned the car back around and went down to Cardiff. We did four hours of literally filming. And it was the easiest thing I ever did in my whole life.
Really?
I really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So did you do it in one take, or how many takes did you take?
No, no. The thing with acting is it's never in one take.
Yeah.
You will do like 3 to 4 to 5 takes, and then it's obviously one little scene, then the next little scene, then the next little scene. So yeah, so I just really found it, but it's 4 hours. It took me 4 hours, so I thought, oh, this is actually easy.
4 hours is nothing for your first time.
I thought this is easy. I can do this, right? So then what happened? It just sort of went on from there, and then I did a few extra roles in Bollywood movies, as you do. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Which films?
So the first one was Phantom.
Oh.
And that was in 2014, and that was with Saif Ali Khan.
Oh, wow.
Right? And that was just me sitting in the audience of a cricket match.
Oh, wow. I have to watch Phantom, I haven't seen it.
Right? So I sit like, the villain is sitting like 2 seats down, and I'm sitting here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you can tell, because obviously you can see my red hair, that is me.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the first thing.
So you got to meet Saif Ali Khan?
Yeah, I got to meet Saif Ali and Katrina Kaif as well.
Unfortunately, Anil Kapoor wasn't in there.
No. I need to get myself on an Anil Kapoor movie, don't I? Really, I do.
You should have come into Welcome Back. These ladies, that was what was shot in on Dubai. Why not?
Oh no, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
So then the second one was Fan.
Ah.
Fan with Shah Rukh.
Yes, yes.
So yes, I got to meet Shah Rukh as
wow.
well. All I'm going to say is he looks well old. He's old. What they do, they really must edify the pictures. Because he is really old. I mean, you can literally see the wrinkles on his face.
Well, he's over 50 now, so what do you say?
So basically, that was, what was I doing in that? That was just,
oh, that's interesting.
that was it. I was playing a journalist.
Ah.
I was playing a journalist, so I was one of the journalists in the press conference scene.
So you go to India to do this?
No, London.
Oh, when you did that London, when
they did a London scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when the conference scene. So I'm one of the journalists sitting down, with the microphone. So that was it. But I understood very quickly, but the Bollywood's not really for me.
Because you have to be very careful, especially the kind of background we come from and stuff, like how you're dressed and
but it's not even that. It's like Bollywood's not very well paid. It's not very well paid. They will make you work 12 hours, but they will not pay you.
Really?
Yeah, I think I must have picked up something like 80 quid for the day.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, for 12 hours, and then obviously 2 hours driving there, 2 hours driving back.
That's
so
like 14 hours.
So it wasn't really my thing. So then what happened then? I started then obviously applying for like roles like in English dramas and stuff like that. So I got basically offered roles in BBC Doctors, Citizen Khan.
You do BBC Doctor?
Yeah, I do BBC Doctor, Citizen Khan.
Oh wow!
And then I got my first major role in a movie called Crushed Wings, and I actually played the evil mother-in-law in that. I feel so bad. Oh, they had to dress me up big time because obviously I look quite young, so I had to wear a hijab, I had to wear glasses, I had to like make my hair white, I had to put like nice little wrinkles on my face.
Okay.
So so that was the main role, and obviously I was the evil mother-in-law. My daughter-in-law was from India. I think it was Nepal. She was from Nepal.
I have to watch that.
She'd come over, and obviously I'm just like the nasty mother-in-law.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh.
So I still do that, but the thing is, it's basically very sparingly. I mean, I do it. I still do acting, but I do it basically like here and there.
Passion and
It's not like a full-time thing for me.
But you enjoy it.
I enjoy it.
Is that like your little getaway?
That's like my little hobby on the side.
You get away. It's nice, isn't it, to do something?
Yeah,
it's
like my little hobby, and I get to meet a lot of celebs, you know.
Yeah.
And the people are jealous because I get to get selfies with celebs.
That's
and
nice.
There you go. So, I think my main thing happened was this year, which basically what happened was I took the weight off, but then I put the weight back on again, right? So in September last year, I basically ballooned back up to a size 20.
From what size?
From size 10.
From 10 to 20, doubled up completely.
Yeah. So I was a size 20, went to a size 10, and then ballooned back up again.
What caused that?
I think it was just basically, I think I'd gone on a high and then I was back on a low again. So because I was back on a low again.
What made you go back on a low?
A lot of issues with my son. My son was basically, my son's disabled. He's 18 now, but he spent literally 18 years in hospital. Operation after operation after operation after operation after operation. He was born with spina bifida.
Okay.
So he's incontinent and he has lots of issues, like kidney issues and all the rest of it. If you look at him, you will not think there's anything wrong with him, but he's very clever. All his grades and everything, whenever he goes to school, his grades, his GCSEs, A-levels, he does really well. He's very, very clever when it comes to mentally. It's just that he has a few physical problems. So my son was in hospital. He's been in hospital this year. He was in hospital last year for operations. And obviously when you're at home with him, looking after him, you eat. And when you eat, you balloon up. So basically that's what happened. And the main breakthrough for me was basically September last year, where again I had this thing where I basically said, right, I need to lose the weight. So I've done, again, this time I've consulted, I haven't done it myself, I've actually consulted a personal trainer. A personal trainer has come back to me with a diet and a plan of how to work out and stuff. I got basically approached by Slimming World and all these other people, but I don't believe in that. I believe that if you're going to lose weight, you need to do it in a way where you're going to take it off and sustain it, and so it stays there. Slimming World and all these other things, yeah, they're great. They make you lose weight, but then once you're off the diet plan, you will put it all back on.
Yeah. It's about having that momentum, isn't it? You need to have that ongoing spirit and also ongoing, like, you have to be motivated the whole time.
That's it. So I got motivated in September. I then started doing it. I then saw the weight coming off. I thought, great, but then in November time, I tell you what happened to me. I had literally £10,000 in the bank. That's all I had. I had my house and then I had £10,000 in savings. And basically what happened was I was fed up, big time fed up. Because I just thought all I ever do is look after these kids, go to work, and I don't ever seem to have any, something
for you.
Yeah, something for me. So I thought, sod it, I'm literally gonna go on holiday. So I then went and booked myself, me and my children, a 6-week holiday, right?
Wow. Where did you go?
And I blew the whole 10 grand on it.
Did you?
Yeah. It didn't even occur to me that when I came back off this holiday,
I've got bills to pay.
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Where am I going to get the money from? How am I going to pay my bills? Right? But that didn't really bother me. What bothered me was I need to go on this holiday.
You need a break.
Yeah, I need this break. So my sister lives in Australia, in Melbourne. So basically what I decided was I was going to start off in Dubai. I went on to Singapore. I then went on to Melbourne. Then on the way back I did Malaysia, and then I came back. Right? This cost me 10 grand.
Of course.
Right? I blew the whole lot on this holiday, and it was 5 weeks.
How did it feel?
Oh, it felt amazing. Oh my God. I'm telling you, in all the years that I've been living, I've never ever done anything for myself.
That must have felt like you finally lived.
Yeah, I finally felt like I've lived. I'm finally doing something for myself. I've done something for myself. The kids were like over the moon, they'd never done that. And now, because I've set a trend, we're doing another 5-6 week holiday this year.
So what did you do when you got back then?
So when I got back, I was broke. I was broke as hell. I really was broke, yeah? And I tell you what had happened was when I was abroad, I kept doing Facebook Lives. So because I was doing Facebook Lives, obviously they were on a public, so everybody was watching them.
Yeah.
And I got contacted by this random person, right, on Facebook, because obviously he must have been watching my lives. So while I was in Australia, I just got this like inbox. And it wasn't even pervy. It was just a guy who just basically seemed concerned.
Yeah.
Right, he was very concerned about me, and he basically said, "Oh, okay, I seem to be watching you, and I really admire you, and you know, and I just want to ask you one question. You're too busy looking after everybody else. Who's looking after you?
Oh, okay.
Because even while I was abroad, I did a sponsored skydive in Melbourne.
Okay.
And I raised money for Syria.
Oh, wow.
Right, so part of the money went on to that because I paid for it myself. Yeah, and then all the money that I raised went to charity.
Yes.
And then what happened then was, and I just basically thought, this is weird. I thought, whenever I get an inbox, it's just from some pervy guy who wants a date, and this is a bit different, you know. And then this guy was just checking in on me like every day.
Okay.
How are you? This, and you know. And I just found that really overwhelming. I thought to myself, why would any random stranger do this, you know? And he just seemed really genuine, and he wasn't even, I don't know how he found me, because I had no mutual friends with him.
Okay.
No mutual friends whatsoever. But this guy then sends me a friend request. And I'm really funny when I get friend requests. But because he had been talking to me, I accepted it. But even now, if you look, we don't have any mutual friends.
Wow, okay.
Yeah? So he kept checking in on me. And then there was another guy as well who was basically talking to me as well, and that was somebody called Ashley Francis, and he's from Asians in Business. So what's happened is I've then got back from in January the 15th was I came back, yeah, and what happened was this guy just kept on talking to me, right? So what's happened then is Ashley's basically then said, oh, I want to meet you. So he's from London. So I thought, okay, fine. So I've then come to London on around the 21st of January, and I've met Ashley. And he's basically says, oh, I'm the, you know, the owner of Asians in Business, blah, 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 blah. I want you to be ambassador for Asians in Business. Okay, yeah.
Wow, right.
So that was my first like little break. Right, so he's basically then come out and said he wants me to be ambassador, and I was like over the moon. I thought, oh my God, these things don't happen to me.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was the first thing. And then the second thing, what happened was this other guy, I'm not going to name his name because I'm not sure whether he wants me to name his name. He's just checking, so he's seen that I'm in London, and he's from London as well. So he's seen that I'm in London, and then he's like obviously inboxing me again. We haven't got phone numbers. We haven't got each other's phone numbers, but he's just like messaging me in Messenger. And then what happens is he's just basically we've met up, right? We've met up, and now that person is my business partner.
Wow.
Right?
I'm going to come back to that. Right, as the story is getting much more interesting, I'm going to take a very short break, and then we'll be right back. Assalamu alaikum guys, this is Musart Ellaahi from LB24. I've come here to show you the lovely shop of MF Designers, who are my first sponsors, and I want to show you their lovely collection, which is not only lovely and beautiful and designer wear from Pakistan, but it's affordable. We have, let me just show you a bit of the stuff that I like. We have black crochet here, which is from £30. Like, come on, it's got beaded designs. We've got grey, we've got white. Like, this is in fashion nowadays. And also we have a lovely range of summer wear. So if you want to wear your kurtas, guys, just come down and select them from here, and I will give you the address at the end. But guess what, you don't have to come down to Birmingham. They're based in Birmingham on Ladypool Road 146, but they even do online marketing. So you can easily just go to Instagram or email them and choose whatever you want, and it's free postage. Like, you can't get better than that. But look at this lovely design here, which is another lawn suit that is all summer wear. You can use this for dolkis, you can use this for just going out. And also we have lovely netwear. Now as you know, it's the wedding season, everybody wants to look good. You know, this is lovely fine netwear. It's got beaded designs as well, throw design, all stuff that is in the latest fashion. You cannot go wrong. We have 3-piece summer suits here, and we also have, again, more wedding range. So you can't go wrong. All your needs under one shop. Not only that, they even do children's wear. Like how cute is this? Come on, I would love to put my little girl in there. Right, and we also have little boys wear, which is little kurtas. You don't want them wearing English clothes. You don't want them wearing suits because they get all mucky, and children do not like to be feel free. They like to feel free and they don't want to be held down. So I would highly recommend these. And also, not only that, you can bring your husband's hair. They've got whole attire for men. Also, what I'm wearing from this shop is today, from here, from there, my free suit, and I'm gonna walk out and they won't realize. So guys, whatever you do, come to MF Designers on Ladypool Road. If not, you've got their online information and it'll be written all along with my shows, and you know where to order from, and it's free postage. So thank you for watching, and hello and goodbye from MF Designers. Welcome back. So coming back to you, Normi. So that just shows that obviously it's like God has sent these two people in your way to like say you've had your, you know, you've had your hardcore, you know, you've had your hard time now you need a bit of guidance. So first you made an ambassador, and then the other person offered for you to be a business partner, right? So go back to that. So firstly he was coaching me. Right. He was actually coaching me. This person, even before we became business partners, he started coaching me. Okay. And that's where I changed. That's where my mindset changed, because I was one of these people who basically thought, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with me. You just do. I'm doing everything right. Yes. So, if I'm doing everything right, why is nothing right in my life? Yes. Do you understand? I had that mindset, and then basically when this person came into my life, he started coaching me, and he started showing me the other side. And he wasn't even like in a nasty way. He was just basically saying like, Normi, okay, you did this, right, I'm going to tell you the other side. And he showed me the other side. And then he goes, right, do you get it now? Wow. Do you understand? So that was your first journey of self-development? Yeah. Realising, yes, there is another world. Yeah. Because I think when I was introduced to the self-development world, I've just been blown away thinking, oh my gosh, I wish I knew this 5 years ago. Yeah. Because if I knew this 5 years ago, I'll be even more ahead. But it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. That's it. And I truly believe that. Yeah. Everything has its time. I truly believe that. I truly believe that the right people come into your life at the right time. Yeah. You align with the right people at the right time, when it's your time. Yes. You can be doing whatever and we're working hard, and never get promoted. You know why? Because it's just not your time. And that's what I used to, and when I was working as a lawyer, I used to be one of the top earners. I used to have really 100% success rate. I used to work the hardest that I've ever worked. But I never used to get anywhere. And I used to just think, why? Why is that person being promoted? Why is that person being promoted? I used to go for all the interviews, but never ever get the position that I wanted. And for me, everything was a struggle. I used to think, why is everything a struggle? Why is nothing being put on a plate in front of me? Am I not worthy of that? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So my mindset back in January was basically, it was the blame game. I was blaming everybody for everything in my life. I think that's what we've learned from self-development. The blame game is actually making you worse. Yeah. It's actually making your situation a lot worse. Yeah. You've got no one to blame but yourself. Yeah, exactly. And what I was doing, I was blaming the parents, I was blaming the brothers and sisters, I was blaming the husbands, I was blaming the kids, I was blaming everybody but myself. And I used to think to myself, and that's when it changed. It changed in January, is when this person was coaching me and showing me the other side. And basically, like, I mean, I'll give you one little example. I did this video, and I did it like this in FB Live. I mean, I feed homeless people. Okay. So I was doing an FB Live where we were like feeding the homeless people and stuff, right? Just to get like a little bit of awareness, get some donations in. And I was actually then filming the homeless people lining up and stuff, and you know, and he then rang me up. After he'd watched the FB Live, he rang me up and he goes, Normi? And I thought, oh, here we go. I'm in trouble. Because Normi? Yeah. And I thought, oh God, what have I done? Right? Yeah. And I know when he says Normi, because he doesn't call me Normi, he calls me Motarma. Okay. Yeah? He goes Motarma, yeah? Right. Right? He's Sardarji and I'm Motarma, okay. Yeah? So basically what happened was he goes Normi, and I thought, oh God, what have I done? Yeah. Right?
And he just basically goes, okay, I've just watched your video, and okay, I'm just going to put it to you another way. And I thought, okay. He goes, okay, I'm Normi with the camera, doing the Facebook Live, and you're one of the homeless people.
Yeah, how would you feel?
Right, how would you feel if I was filming you?
Okay.
And that's how he got me to understand. He didn't have a pop at me.
Yeah.
He just basically told me that way. And that's what I liked. Because in the past, it's always been, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Do you know what I mean?
He just showed you a very different perspective.
Yeah, he told me
how
off.
How would you feel if they were in that position?
Yeah, he told me off.
And this is in Islam as well. Like, there's an hadith about it as well, where the Prophet ﷺ, when a man came up to him saying, I've lost a kid.
Yeah.
And he was sitting in a mehfil, and the guy goes, I've lost my child, can you please make dua? And suddenly someone said, actually, I've seen his child playing with other kids.
Right.
And the Prophet told him off and said, before he's about to run off, he goes, okay, thank you so much, better run. And he said, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Before you rush off, I want to say something. He goes, what? He goes, do not call him son. He goes, why? He goes, why? He goes, he's my son. Why can I not call him son? Please come to me. He goes, because the children he's playing with could be orphans and they don't have a father.
Yeah,
so
true.
How would you make them feel if you go and say
call him a son,
and they're going to start thinking about their father?
Yeah.
So this is what Islam teaches you. And
that's it.
And then he just ran and he said, okay, fine, I won't. And this is what the humbleness that the Prophet taught us, to be humble. And and that's what you said, like, and then the guy who was doing the lecture said, how do when we take pictures on stuff like that, and these people, like yesterday, were rich, and today they've come to a place where they have to be taking stuff. So you don't want to be, and that's a wonderful way of that guy telling
That's it.
Showing you a different perspective.
Yeah.
How would you feel?
Yeah, that's it. And that he made me realize, and he did that with a lot of things that I was doing. So he was like watching me like closely on Facebook and stuff, and he was basically like every single day he would keep in contact, and he would like just tell me like what I was doing wrong, where I was going wrong, and what, how to rectify it. So I started changing in January, but the other thing is that so I then started getting into personal development, and because I started getting into personal development, I started attending events, like PD events, and then the second thing that happened to me was I went to an event in Birmingham, and it was for somebody who runs PD events. His name's Ben Alsop. And I went to one of it. Do you know him? Yeah. And I went to one of his events. Yeah, he is. And I went to one of his events, and I basically, that's where it also. That's sort of where it sort of like carried on. And then all of a sudden, I then got told about this Tony Robbins event, 4 days in London, and blah 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 blah. And I really wanted to go, but the only problem was that I didn't have the money because I was broke. You know what I mean? I didn't have the money, and
you tell the audience how much that costs. Like $4,000, isn't it?
No. That was no, not 4,000. That's the Date with Destiny. But the Unleashed Power Within one was basically. I bought the gold ticket, so that was basically I paid like 600 quid.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I didn't have 600 quid, and I said to Ben, I said I really want to go, but I don't have 600 quid. But he then gave me the option because he cruised at these events. And he goes, I tell you what, why don't you pay me bit by bit every week? And then once I've got enough, I'll get you the ticket.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's what he did. So that's what I did. So every week I was putting like 50 quid into his account. And then basically then finally I made it happen. And, and then I went to this Tony Robbins event. And I'm telling you, my proper breakthrough was after I'd been to Tony Robbins' event. That man is so powerful. I'm telling you, I'm going again next year, but next year I'm going to New York. Yeah.
Date with Destiny or
no, Unleashed Power Within. But I do want to do Date with Destiny, but not yet. So what happened was I then finally went, and I went with a couple of friends of mine, and oh my God, one thing I will say about UPW, everybody should do a UPW once in their life, regardless of whether you're having issues or not. It will open up your eyes. It will open up your eyes to what's going on in your life, the problems you're having, and how to overcome them. Yeah. So basically, what happened was after UPW, that's when me and this person became business partners, because I had a focus. because my focus was so strong and I knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
It just happened. Somehow it just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always say when you're focusing something on so much and you're not thinking of anything else,
Yeah.
it manifests anyway.
Yeah.
You'll find a way to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You attract it. So then the second person, I met him in March, and his name is Matt Nerona. Right now, again, just off Facebook, just somebody we connected with. He then just said he's a coach. He's a sales trainer. He's an NLP specialist. He does all that. So I just started following him on Facebook, and I liked what I saw. And because I liked what I saw, I then sent him a friend request, and he then obviously accepted. And then he said he was going to be in Birmingham, and I really wanted to meet this guy because I thought, okay, I want to know what he's all about. Because obviously I was watching his lives and I was watching his stuff and reading his stuff, and I really liked what I saw. So what happened then was he was in Birmingham anyway, so I met him for lunch, and we had fish and chips twice. We had fish and chips twice.
Yeah.
Because I met him twice, and then he then presented a business opportunity to me, and at first I said no. I'm going to be really honest, and I said no, because that was the skeptical Normi. Yeah, that was the skeptical Normi speaking, right? I said no, but he just because I said no to him, he didn't stop being my friend.
Yeah.
Do you get me? And then he just kept on he didn't speak about the opportunity. He just kept on being my friend. So then he invited me to another meeting, and I thought, okay, that's fine, I'll come. So I went. So slowly, it was becoming from a no to a maybe, yeah. And then what happened was the third time he was in Birmingham again, and he goes, "Oh, meet me for lunch." So I met him again, and we've had fish and chips again, right?
Birmingham has such other food. Why fish and chips? Birmingham has great restaurants. Why fish and chips?
We was in the hotel. We was in Holiday Inn in Great Bar, and basically, I think the most decent thing on the menu is fish and chips.
Okay.
So what happened then, was he was just doing the meeting again, and he goes, "Why don't you just come in the room? Just come in the room, no pressure, yeah."
Let's have a look.
And this was network marketing, right? And I then went into the room, but even before I'd gone into the room, he just spoke to me, and because he'd spoken to me and got really certain, because I'd become really certain, I signed up even before I went in the room. Okay. And he was so happy.
What was this? This
is network marketing. This is the trading, forex trading. This is forex trading, and since I only joined on the 21st of May, so obviously he's my business partner now as well this year. Okay. And in 2 months, I've already hit rank 3. Wow. Right, okay. 3rd rank, and I'm on the leadership team as well. Wow. Right, and I'm basically the leadership team because it's an American company. I'm on the UK leadership team, and I'm on the American leadership team. Okay. And these are things that I never thought would happen to me. So all of a sudden, I'm coming into contact with millionaires. My main mentor, it's Matt, but another mentor that I work with is somebody called Simon Brooks. And Simon Brooks is a multi-millionaire, and he's an 8-figure earner, and he lives in Formby in Liverpool. And I've been to his house, and we're great friends, and and he lives opposite the Liverpool football manager. So yeah, like I said, and my life has just gone from nothing to up here, and it's getting better and better and better as the day goes by. Because all of a sudden, all the things I wanted when I was younger was I wanted to be recognized, I wanted promotion, I wanted to do well, I wanted the money, I wanted but the most thing with me was I wanted the recognition. Yeah. I never got it. I was in a job, I was working really hard, I was taking my work home with me, I was doing all the extra hours, but I never got recognition, and I never understood why. And now I'm getting the recognition. People are noticing who I am, people want to work with me, people notice that I'm doing really well. I've lost a whole load of weight. Women are coming to me with the point of basically, how did you do it? I want to do it as well. Can you help me? They see that I'm making money. They come to me for that. They go, "Oh, we want to do it as well." See, the opportunity I work in is presentable to everybody. Single mothers, people on benefits, because it's not a massive investment. Do you know what I mean? you're talking £200. £200 is nothing to get involved into something where you could be learning to trade and making a lot of money. Yeah. So all of a sudden, like, I'm trading, I'm making a lot of money. I've put my son into it. He's trading. He's making a lot of money. Yeah, my disabled son.
Wow.
Yeah, he's better than me.
Is he?
Yeah, he's picked up trading. Like, oh my God.
Oh, wow.
So he makes like 100 and 200 to 200 a day.
Wow.
Every day, Monday to Friday. So I don't need to worry about him because he's making his own money.
That's
Do you know what
good.
I mean? But you know what? The way I see it is when you align yourself with the right people and you are getting the right guides, the right mentorship, the right guidance, the right training, people are recognizing you, people are seeing that what you're all about, and they're actually appreciating you and they want to work with you, then you will fly. You will fly. Once you start investing, I mean, I say that the most important investment that anybody can do is invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, others will come. Others will. Love yourself first. People run after other people's love. I don't understand that. I used to do the same. I wanted to be loved by my parents. I wanted to be loved by my brothers and sisters. I wanted to be loved by my husband. I wanted to be loved by my kids. But I didn't love myself. And because I didn't love myself, I used to eat, I used to comfort eat, I used to go down into like little, stress modes, depression modes, comfort eat, blown up to size 20. That was my way of dealing. My way of dealing with things was that, eating. And I used to eat. I remember days when I used to eat Snickers ice cream. I was a massive Snickers ice cream fan.
Really?
Massive. I used to be eating Snickers ice cream at 11 o'clock in the morning, and I used to go through Snickers ice cream throughout the day, like it was...
The box?
I used to go through a whole box, and you've got 8 in a box, haven't you?
Yeah.
I used to go through the whole box in a day.
Wow.
In a day, and the first one was 11 o'clock, and I remember one time my friend came down. My friend was staying with me. She used to live in Leicester, but she lives in Birmingham now, and she was staying with me for a couple of weeks because she was having some issues at home, and she come down in the morning, and I was a size 20. And it's 11 o'clock and I'm sitting there eating Snickers ice cream and she just looks at me in horror. She looks at me in complete and utter horror, like, what are you doing? And I was like, what am I doing? And I didn't see that I was doing wrong. And when you don't see that you're doing wrong, you are not going to change it.
Yeah.
So she's literally come up to me. She's grabbed the ice cream out of my hand. She's gone out into the garden and flung it so high.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'm like screaming out, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like,
you take another one out of the freezer.
She's then gone into my freezer. She's emptied out all of the ice cream, right? No. And she's literally chucked it all out into the garden and stomped all over it, yeah?
Oh no.
I was screaming at her. I was going, what are you doing? That costs money.
Exactly. It's not free.
Yeah, it's not free. And it's like, oh my God. And she goes, right. And she goes, right. And she's the one that initially started me off on the first weight loss thing. She goes, right, get upstairs. And I was like, why? She goes, get upstairs, get your gym kit on. I was like, shut up, woman.
I'm not doing that.
Right. And she goes, just get upstairs now. Right, so I've gone upstairs. Obviously, I've gone into my gym kit. Right, obviously, I'm a size 20. Think about it. Yeah, I'm quite big. And so then she's taken me down the gym. So she's literally had me pumping hard for like 2 hours.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm like...
You're not starving?
I was starving. I was so tired. I came home. I had to sleep because I was just so knackered. Every single day for 2 weeks, then she takes me to the gym. Literally 7 days. Right? And obviously, I see that my weight's coming off. So then she then has to go back to Leicester. And then she then said to me, right, if you don't carry on this routine, right, I'm going to come back and I'm going to kick your ass, yeah? Right? If I don't see you checking in on Facebook that you're at the gym like every day, yeah, you see what I do to you, right? She literally put the fear of God into me, right? So obviously, then that's where it started. So I've then carried it on. So I've carried it on, and then obviously, then what's happened is I'm feeling better. I'm more energetic. I'm going out. I'm doing all of these wonderful things. I've started acting. I'm doing this. I've done that. And obviously I'm doing all these crazy things that I would never have dreamed of doing. So I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie. So, I go and do skydiving, I go and do drifting, I go and do, car races, and I do all these wonderful things that obviously I used to dream of, but I never did because I didn't think I could do it. But you know what it is? We don't do a lot of things when we're younger or as we're growing up because of the people that we're aligned with, and we don't feel we're worthy.
Yes.
And because I didn't feel I was worthy, I used to constantly, and I was worthy of something crap, right? I used to constantly attract the rubbish. I used to constantly attract the abuse. I used to constantly attract the abusive relationships. I used to constantly attract the rubbish, and because I thought that's what I thought I was worthy of. And when you think you're worthy of something, that's what you will attract. Do you know what I mean? But my mindset has totally and utterly changed now. See, a year ago, I got rid of all the negativity because I was aligned with the right people, and I was getting coached, and I was being coached by the right people, and they were telling me what to do. I got rid of all the negativity, and these were even people that I've known for 20 odd years, people who I went to school with, but because I'm not on the same level anymore, and because they're all constantly there telling me this, what you doing this for, what you doing that for, constantly showing me negativity, constantly like, you know, they're not, I'm there and they're sort of there, and their goals are here, and they're very settled, they're very happy with what they want, but they're not happy.
Yeah.
You understand? They're doing these 9-to-5 jobs, but they're not happy, but they just can't see any other way. So when they see somebody else doing something better, it's all of a sudden, it's like the haters come out. Do you know what I mean?
How is that possible as well?
It's like the haters come out, and the jealousy comes out, and it's like all of a sudden, it's like, why are you doing that? And it's like, it's not because they don't want to do it themselves, it's because they can't do it. So they think, oh, well, if we can't do it, why should she? Do you know what I mean? So that was the impression and the reaction I was getting from people who I'd known for like 20 odd years. So I literally then just made a decision about a year ago, literally September last year, that right, that's it, I'm getting rid of everybody. And that was even like people who were in my family. I mean, I didn't completely and utterly like deaf them out. They're still there, they're still my family, and I love them, but I just basically backed off a little bit. And when you back off a little bit, and you all of a sudden you find that you've got this time for yourself, and because you've got this time for yourself, you're going to go and look after yourself, you're going to go to the gym, you're going to do all these things that make you happy. So this is what I'm saying. People need to start, especially in the Asian community, especially with women. I find this a lot. Asian women don't love themselves. They just basically settle.
Yes.
When you settle for something,
they think that's it. There's no.
They don't see any other way.
They say there's no way out.
They
How is it
settle.
possible? And then the funny thing I always normally hear is, oh, you can say that because you had that, but it's like, no, I've worked for this.
Yeah, I've worked for it, exactly.
And they can't see that sometimes. They're like, no.
See, even now I get young girls coming to me saying they're in abusive relationships. They're with this. They're being told what to do with their parents. This. And how do you do it?
Yeah.
I go. I made a stand.
Yeah.
I made the stand. Yes.
You made that decision.
There's people even now who don't like me because I took that step and I made a stand. And because I made a stand, a lot of people have turned around and said, okay, fine, we don't want to know you. And that's fine. That's completely and utterly fine with me because they're not your friends.
Yes.
If they're not with you,
if they can't
they're
take
against
your success,
you.
If they can't take your success, then
they're against you. So if they're against you, they're not your friends. You don't need them. So you've probably done me a favour by saying we don't want to be with you. Do you know what I mean? So but at the end of the day, it's their loss. Because at the end of the day, you can either be on this journey with me or you can watch me.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can watch me, carry on. You know what I mean?
So does it not bother you now? Obviously now you're so thick-skinned now, I'd say, towards negativity. You don't care.
I don't care anymore, no. People say things to me now and I laugh it off. I go, okay then, thank you for your opinion and goodbye.
Yeah, that's what Jack Canfield teaches, is like everybody's, just take criticism as an opinion. Sometimes that opinion can help you. If it helps you, take it. If it can't, then say thank you very much. There's no point letting that sink into you.
Like before I used to justify everything.
Yeah.
I don't even justify it now. I just block the person. There you go.
Thank God for the block button.
Yeah.
Right, so it's been amazing talking to you.
And thank you for having me.
And I'm very, very happy to see that we have inspiring women like yourself that's showing the world that, look, mashallah, you've achieved so much.
You can.
I think you're going even further.
I am. I haven't stopped yet. I haven't stopped. Don't worry. Normi's going to be flying.
Someone who can blow off 10k and come back and build something from nothing.
That's it.
That just shows anything is possible. So before we go, I'd like you to give one piece of advice to the audience that they can start using with their life straight away. And you can look at them and speak.
Okay. The piece of advice I'm going to give to basically people out there, especially women who are Asian and who are living in obviously deprived and people who are backward communities. You know what? There's nothing you can't achieve get that focus, and once you're certain about what you want, you can go and get it. Go and get it. There's nothing or no one in this world that will basically stop you from what you want if you know what you want. There will always be haters out there. There will always be jealous people out there. But you know what? You need to override that. You need to just put that in the back and just carry on and doing what you're on, what you're set, your journey. Just carry on with your journey. And you know what? You will get there. You will get there.
Oh, wonderful advice. So like Normi said, if you know what you want, don't give up. Keep going, keep striving, and don't think of anything else. You know, there's so many books out there. There's so many people out there you can follow. You can follow Normi on Facebook and see exactly what she's doing and all the advice that she gives. You know, just make that step towards that change, and then anything is possible. Until next time, The Life Show with Musart.